All right, hi, my name is Isaac Kosmann. This is for Communications 101. This is an informative speech. I'm about to show you my audience. All right, so this is Caden. Caden, how old are you?
10.
And this is my mother,
I'm 54.
Joshua.
I'm 13.
All right, let's get this started.
I'm 13.
13. All right, so I did the history of tobacco, and yeah. So tobacco is a native plant of North and South Africa. It's very small, and if you hold it in your hand, it's about 1 ounce. It's about 30,000 seeds, so it's really small. The American Indians use tobacco religiously and medically. Religiously for smoking, they have big old wooden pipes, and they just put tobacco in this like little, like pipes, like old man pipes. Yeah, kind of like that, just longer. And then medically, I don't know. They just thought it helped in some ways more than others. It was like a herb. Tobacco in Europe, it was mainly for medical reasons, even though it really wasn't good for you. There was a Spanish doctor who wrote a book about the advances in tobacco and everything and how it helped people during this time. And he said that it could heal 36 health problems, which is a lie because it doesn't. But he didn't know that because they didn't know how bad it was for you. They thought it was medical and helped. America was founded on tobacco. Jamestown thrived on it because it helped them get supplies and helped them grow the colonies and expand in that sense. During the Revolutionary War, the American Revolutionary War, tobacco was used as collateral to pay off debts or loans that we owed to France. So we'd give them tobacco, they give us money for the war, and so on and so forth. Scientists discovered that tobacco is really bad for you, and it's horrible for you. There's nicotine, there's all sorts of chemicals that can kill you or that are deadly. It's technically a poison, actually. But despite all of that, in 1847, the famous Phyllis Morris started making Turkish cigarettes and chewing tobacco, and it became really popular with the public. Cigarettes are mainly made from the scraps of chewing tobacco. Chewing tobacco was the main product, and then off to the side were cigarettes. And chewing tobacco was really popular with cowboys in the west of, like, western areas of America. They just little thick balls and just right in their lip, and that's how that works. Cigarette production exploded during World War One. What they would do is they give the soldiers rations, and then they daily rations like breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and they give them cigarettes during to accompany those. So what cigarette companies did was they give them free cigarettes while they were at the war, the soldiers, and when the soldiers came back from the war, if they did, they would have loyal customers because nicotine is addictive and they'd already be addicted to it, so it makes sense that way. By World War II, cigarette companies were at its height. They made so much money, it's not even funny. Soldiers were also rationed the same. It was known as a soldier's smoke. It was just something that happened. Everyone smoked. It was just a regular thing. If you didn't smoke, then you weren't with the norm or something like that. Tobacco companies, they basically did the same thing in World War II as they did in World War One. In the 1950s, cigarettes were attached or like linked to lung cancer, or thought to be. So what tobacco companies is, they denied all of this. They said, hey, that's not true. We don't. That's not us. That's not our product. It doesn't do that. And they came out with a safer version, which didn't have as much tar, and it wasn't as bad, per se, as they were. So they release that to ensure the public that they weren't the cause of this cancer. In 1969, much of the health hazards were connected to smoking, so the government finally stepped in and said, hey, we're going to restrict you. You have to put warning labels on your packets. You can't have as many advertisements because it was a big thing back then, and you have to like have an age restriction. So like not everyone can smoke and such. So they banned a lot of and restricted a lot of things from the cigarette companies and tobacco companies. Many lawsuits were filed against them because of this, and they still denied it, and they didn't. It wasn't like I don't know how to say this. They kept on building, like they're still a big thing today, but they're hated by a lot of people, I guess. So in public places, the restrictions just started piling up. So in public places, you couldn't smoke because of secondhand smoke would cause cancer or lung cancer, and then it just kept on piling up from there. So now cigarette companies have so many restrictions, it's not even funny, which is a good thing for many people. In recent years, a lot of lawsuits were filed against them because people thought that the companies knew that they were doing wrong to people, and they knew that it was addictive and that there were so many chemicals, it's not even funny, that they could kill people ultimately, but they didn't care because of money. So that's like the main lawsuit against them right now. But they're still here. So that's the history of tobacco. Okay, so I'm going to show you my audience after I... Okay, so Caden, Mother, Joshua, all here?
Yes.
Okay. And that's my informative speech. Hope you liked it.